Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is our lecture on automotive electronics. Sources of electricity. Sources of electricity. There are many sources of electricity. One of the earliest sources of electricity is by rubbing, friction causing electrons to be transferred from one place to another. If we rub a glass rod with silk, we can create a static field. So this is a very old technique to create electricity or electric field. Friction, then is the heat. Heat is also one source of creating electricity, and this type of electricity is called thermoelectricity, where we are converting heat energy into electricity. And this was discovered by a German physicist called Thomas Johann Seebeck in 1823, where he discovered that if we take two materials and join them together to form a junction, and then if we provide heat to this material, then the two junctions, they will cause electricity to flow. So discovered that a voltage was developed in a loop containing two dissimilar metals, provided the two junctions are maintained at different temperatures. A decade later, a French scientist, Jean Plater, found that electrons moving through a solid can carry heat from one side of the material to the other side. This effect is called Plater's effect. ये भी बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है कि फ्लैटर इफेक्ट क्या होता है कि he found that electrons moving through a solid can carry heat from one side of the material to the other side. That is, heat can be transferred by the movement of electrons. जो electrons हैं moving through a solid can carry heat from one side of the material to the other side. This effect is called the Plater effect. The Plater effect device is often used in portable coolers to keep food items if the current flow in the one direction and keep the item warm if the current flows in the reverse direction. So since electrons, they can carry heat, therefore we will use this to transfer heat either to cool down the items or to warm up the items. So heat is another source of electricity. Then is the light. Light is another source. It is a very popular source of producing electricity. That is, in 1839, Becquerel noticed that shining light, a beam of sunlight over two different liquids, he could develop an electric current. When certain metals are exposed to light, some of the light is transferred to the free electrons of the metal. This excess energy breaks the electrons loose from the surface of the metal, and they can be collected and made to flow in a conductor. So this is the mechanism of of sunlight being converted to electricity. That the free electron, they absorb heat, and the electron present in the in the valence shell moves or jumps into the conduction shell and becomes a free electron. So this free electron now it flows through the conductor, and it can be used to flow electricity. तो ये जो डायग्राम दिखाया गया है, in this diagram there is a source of light, and then there is the alloy. There are two different material, and then there is a wire and a ampere meter. This ampere meter will measure the flow of electron. When light falls on the alloy and material, देयर इज ए करंट फ्लोइंग। और ये जो करंट है ये आप किसी को और से देख लें कि जो करंट है it has a translucent material in between. On one side there is alloy, on the other side there is iron, and there is a current. But this current is of very, very, very small material, very, very, very small value. Nowadays, we are using much advanced materials available in the solar panel to develop electricity from sunlight. Then is the pressure. We can we can convert the mechanical force into electricity. This is called the piezoelectricity. It is the generation of voltage due to pressure applied to a crystal. The voltage created is called piezoelectricity. Then the other source of electricity is chemical. The lead acid battery is perhaps one of the most widely used source of DC electricity. It is the result of a chemical reaction. Two different materials, usually metals, placed in a conducting and reactive chemical solution create a difference in potential or voltage between them. This is also, we call this electrolysis.
सर
That in
हमने
electrolysis we have two terminals. The two terminals or the two electrodes, they are placed in a electrolyte. The electrolyte starts the chemical reaction, and the result of the chemical reaction is we get electrical power. Now, some chemical reaction or some electrolysis, they are reversible. That is, if we provide electricity, the electrolyte, the electrode, they will be charged, or they have enough power to give this power when they are connected in the reverse. So the lead acid battery is in fact the lead acid battery, in fact it is the result of chemical reaction that through which voltage is produced.
सर ये हमने केमिकल रिएक्शंस रिमेंबर करने हैं
बस आपको
जैसे
आइडिया तो होना चाहिए था।
सर बस आइडिया सा ले लें कि काम कैसे करता है मतलब ये सारे रिएक्शन जो किए हुए कि कैथोड से
ये
एनोड
याद करने है भाई, ये याद करने है, जो डिस्प्ले हो गया है वो याद होना चाहिए,
ठीक है
आइडिया नहीं काफी।
ठीक है सर
Okay, then is magnetism. Magnetism is perhaps the most widely used technique to create electricity. It is the most easiest process through which um, electricity on large scale can be produced. Magnetism. Electricity can be produced by a conductor, can be produced if a conductor is moved through a magnetic field or a moving magnetic field is moved near a conductor. This is the principle of how many automotive devices work, including starter motor, alternator, ignition coil, solenoid, and relays. So, in automotive devices, we find many components that are using magnetism, and they include the starter motor also works on magnetism principle, the alternator, which is also called the DC generator, it is also working on magnetic principle. The ignition coil is the coil that starts the ignition system of the automotive. It also works on magnetism, and the solenoids and relays. Relays and solenoids are outputs. They are outputs that are controlled by small electrical signals, and they are also run or they are also working on the magnetism principle. Now here we see the internal structure of a generator. It is also a DC generator. It is called a DC generator because it produces the output produced from the DC generator is DC voltage. The DC generator input power is mechanical power, and this is provided through the pulley. Then there are bearings. These bearings are available on the both sides. The rotor rests on the bearing, and then inside the bearing there is the rotor assembly, the gearbox, and then the rotor itself. And then covering them is the armature, and the output of the generator is a AC voltage, but then we convert the AC into DC by either commutators or by using rectifiers. So we can reverse, so we can convert the AC to DC using commutators or by using rectifiers. Next slide. Conductors and resistance. All conductors have some resistance to flow current. All conductors, they have some resistance. There is no conductor which is, there is no natural occurring material which has zero resistance. All materials, they have certain amount of resistance. All conductors have some resistance to flow current. So whenever we allow current to pass through any material, it will always face some resistance. It will always face some difficulty. The following are principle of conductors and resistance. If the conductor length is doubled, the resistance doubles. This is the reason why battery cables are designed to be short as possible. ये किस बेस पे कह रहा है? Because the formula of resistance is R is equal to rho into length divided by area, और इसका यूनिट है ओम. So this means that resistance is a product of the resistivity multiplied by length divided by area. If we increase the length, we will increase the resistance. Very natural. It is the natural definition of the mathematical equation. Second, if conductor diameter is increased, the resistance is decreased. Now if we increase the area, what will happen to the resistance? The resistance will decrease. Reciprocal. Okay. As the as the temperature increases, the resistance of the conductor also increases. This is the reason for installing heat shield in some starter motors. The heat shield helps to protect the conductors from excessive engine heat. So reduces the resistance of starter circuit. Because a conductor increases in resistance with increased temperature, the conductor is also called a positive temperature coefficient resistance. ये दोबारा पढ़ लें. Because a conductor increases in resistance with increase in temperature. The conductor is also called a positive temperature coefficient. That is, if we take a graph and we take temperature on the x-axis and resistance on the y-axis, then the resistances they follow a positive temperature coefficient. As temperature increases, the resistance also increases, and that is due to the resistivity. Material used in the conductor have an impact on its resistance. Like for example, if we are using gold, if we are using aluminium, if we are using copper, then all of these materials they have different resistivity, and hence they will have different resistance. For example, silver has the lowest resistance of any conductor, but it is expensive. Copper is the next lowest resistance and is reasonably priced. So we use copper because it has low resistance and it has low in price. But remember that copper is not the best conductor because there are many elements or there are many alloys that offer much less resistance as compared to copper, but the compromise is with the price. Then they will be expensive. If we want to use more cheaper than copper, then we have aluminium. So first there is gold, then there is silver, then there is copper, and then there is aluminium. Resistances, fixed resistance. Resistor is the opposition to current. Resistance represent the electric load. Resistances they are shown in diagram number 3.25. Resistances they are identified by their color bands, and the color bands are given in figure 3.24, and then we can always find the combination or the value of the resistance by looking at the color band on the resistance. And this example shows how we can determine the color, how we can determine the resistance from the color band. And this will also be a experiment for the laboratory. Then comes variable resistance. Variable resistance, as the name suggests, is the resistance which has variable resistance, whose resistance can be changed. It has a different symbolic representation as shown in diagram. Either it has two representation, either we can use this symbol, it is three terminal device 1, 2 and 3, or we can use the rheostat type where two terminals. So it is a resistance whose value is variable. So this brings us to the end of this chapter. तो आपका जो CR है वो मुझसे रब्ता कर ले एट 1 o'clock और एट 2 o'clock. जो CR है उनको कह दें मुझसे रब्ता कर ले एट 2 o'clock. ठीक है. I have downloaded the attendance and inshallah we will now meet on Thursday at 9:30. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Allah.
Allah Hafiz.